Welcome, welcome. I am Heath Armstrong, the co-founder of Rage Create and the Deck Creators Community and Launchpad. My recent deck is the Beasties Oracle, and I've created 3 other affirmation decks. This one being the highest funded affirmation deck of all time on Kickstarter. It raised like $170,000, which is bonkers. My partner, Anna, has created the Oracle of the Magical Fairy Forest. I'm going to show you this on the 3D card visualizer that I'm going to give you access to use in this video. So I created this mockup tool so that you can take images rendered of the artwork for Oracle or tarot cards that you are creating and upload it to the tool and kind of see it in 3D so you can play with it. The idea is to get a visual representation of what it would look like so that you could touch it and feel it, and that will build momentum towards you actually bringing your card deck to life. This is a powerful part of the visualization to reality step. So what I'm going to do here is click to upload the front and back of the artwork that I have. So I'm just going to be in here. I'm going to pick one of Anna's cards. I'm going to go with the Witness card. And you'll see this line of bleed that came up on the outside. I have a bleed margin worked in here. You can set that by moving it up and down like this. This tool is really good at figuring out your artwork size and automatically fixing it to that. But as you can see in this example, it didn't nail it exactly. So a standard tarot size card would be 70 by 120 millimeters. And that gets us really close here. I'm going to go back and actually take out the little bit of bleed that was on her card there from the designer. Because when you go to print your cards, you're going to have bleed on the edges. So the file that I uploaded has a little bit of bleed on it. If you don't have bleed, you don't have to worry about that tool at all. You can see I have the front uploaded now, and I'm going to go ahead and upload the back of her card design. And you can come down here and kind of just hit flip, and it's going to show you this card as if it's kind of twirling in front of you. There's a spin function here that you can just set it on and get a little bit of automated play going. You can increase the spin speed if you want. You can play with the card tilt angle here. Get it straight, get it bending back, whatever you need. You can zoom out and in. If you really want to see reference for sizing, you can click this and it'll show you kind of the size of a US quarter next to the card. You can also change the background color. So right now we had black, her cards are beautiful green. You can take this dropper and click and grab a color from your design and change the background as well. This color looks really good with her card. There's also some presets that are in here that I put in just space, maybe a fairy forest. You can also upload your own background image to see what you want behind your card. If you want to change your size, you can go to Style. You can also change the corner radius on these. You can see her design actually has a little bit less of a corner radius, and so if I go back down, it still looks pretty good like that. You can play with that. Card size, obviously, we covered that already. We have thickness of cards. So one of the big things when you get into printing your card deck will be like, well, how thick do you want it? And that it doesn't mean that like thinner is worse or thicker is better. They're just used for different principles. So a thin card is a bit easier to shuffle, but maybe not as durable. There are different cores that are the inside of the cards that can actually add different levels of strength. And maybe a thinner card could actually be stronger than a thicker card based on the core that you use. These options that I've put into here are really just here for you to play and have a little bit more fun with what the thickness might look like when this is spinning. I'm going to slow the spin speed down just a little bit. And right now we're on 300, but if I went all the way up to 450 here, you can kind of see how that's a much thicker card. Obviously, it's going to be more difficult to shuffle if we print it on a 450 GSM card. I want to put it there so I can show you the core. So right now I have a standard gray core. Something really fancy that some people like to use is a blue core. It's kind of like the casino style, and so you can see how that gives you that blue edge. There's also a black core, which is a pretty premium, beautiful core as well that you can print with certain manufacturers. And then I'm going to show you, this is really hard to see on a preview, but there's like different types of textures you can use. And This is going to be like a linen texture. So you can kind of see, if you look really closely, and if I zoom in here, you can kind of see this little like linen grid that's happening on the card. And that really is what it looks like in real life if you print them with that linen kind of air cushion grid. I'm going to zoom back out a little bit. Put that back to smooth. You have a coating finish here, so this is easier to see in person as well, but a matte's going to take all of the sheen, kind of the glossiness away and give it more of a flat look. And then a high gloss is going to give it a really like kind of rainbow glossy look. You can see this more if I'm just going to stop the spin. If you stop the spin and this is kind of like, oh, there's a little bit of sunlight out and you're looking at the card in the sun. If you do a matte finish, soft touch, it's going to be much less noticeable like that. And then a standard like kind of UV matte or a semi gloss would show kind of just like very minimal as well. I'm going to put my spin back on because I want to show you how you can export kind of a screenshot or a video of this if you want. You can do a video, you could do just a high resolution like image export of this, of course. But if you do the video, then it's going to export as an MP4. The way that this works, though, is that it has to grab your screen share to be able to create the video for you due to security settings. So if I record this loop video, it's going to give me this warning, like to perfectly record, you're going to want to move your mouse off the screen and you're going to want to select the tab of the browser that you're using. So I'm going to click this. I'm going to select the tab. I only have one option on my tab right now, so I'm going to allow this. And then it's going to record this as it loops. So you're probably going to want the spin to be a little bit faster here. But once it's done recording, it's going to close the screen and then give me a download. So my Deck Creators loop just downloaded to my computer, and I'll be able to view it. Thank you so much for watching. You can click the link below to access this visualizer mockup tool. You can also check out other things that we're doing at deckcreators.com. We've got some other free guides on there, some steps on how to bring your card deck to life. Whether you just have an idea for your card deck and you've been dreaming about it, or you're in the process of creating the art, or you're writing one and you're looking for someone else to help create the art, or you're stuck on the gigantic gremlin of how do I manufacture this? How do I get the copies in my hand? Or maybe even how do I raise money to bring my deck to life without actually paying out of my pocket? Because we do a lot of Kickstarter campaigns specifically for that reason. Anna and I have 15 years of experience in doing this. We've made 20 plus decks between the two of us. We have the group and community over at deckcreators.com. There's amazing people in there. Mona is hand lino cutting a tarot deck, which is really fascinating. Our good friend Joanna is bringing the most beautiful Oracle deck to life. It's just really a great thing to have the support of others. So if you have any questions, I would love to hear them below in the comments. I'm happy to answer. And it also gives us ideas on what to make more videos for. So we'll talk to you soon. Thank you and peace.